If you're looking for a project management system that is easy to use yet feature-rich and customizable, Kanban Tool might be right for you. In this video, we'll go through the service's functionality, presenting what Kanban Tool boards offer teams. Our Kanban-based project boards are simple to use and grasp for anyone, while keeping the more advanced features available as an option. What we see now is an average Kanban tool board, just 8 columns and 4 swim lanes. The columns represent the stages of work completion. The task cards stand for individual work items, and swim lanes, the horizontal rows, usually serve to manage various projects, products, departments, or clients on the same board. The exact layout of the board, together with column splits, names, and optional work-in-progress limits, are defined by you and possible to update at any moment mid-project. The same goes for the available card colors and data template. Cards can be as concise as to have, for example, a description and due date only, or support any combination of the default data types and up to 15 custom fields. The default field types are name, description, attachments, due date, start date, link, team member assignment, priority, ID, time estimate, tags, and task difficulty. The custom fields can be just plain text space, a drop-down with options, a user list, a date, a web link, a number, and more. Every task also has a space for a checklist, with each item possible to assign to a different team member, and for comment messages, making direct communication on specific cards quick and convenient. The Kanban toolboard can be filtered by preset criteria from right here. You can also type in filter queries using the supported syntax. Furthermore, you can export the board to a spreadsheet for custom analysis, as well as import CSV files to mass create tasks. It's also possible to synchronize your tasks' due dates with external calendars, for example, Outlook. You can also email a specific board and have the email message turned into a task card. The last of the additional board elements is the archive. Rather than deleting completed tasks, we recommend archiving them. Not only does that build a statistical record of your project performance, but it also sets your project history. Tasks will remain in the archive until you choose to delete the board or your Kanban tool account. As individual tasks are completed, the team moves the cards towards the right side of the board. While this happens, the system automatically gathers process performance metrics. They are a lead and cycle time diagram, measuring the speed with which tasks move across the board, and a cumulative flow chart, also known as a burn-up chart, which sums up the buildup of cards over time, helping you assess if work progresses smoothly, which would look like this. Or if there are some impediments at play, and then the graph looks more along these lines. The data sitting on the board can also be analyzed in a breakdown chart, letting you measure, for example, the distribution of tasks across various card types, assignments, difficulty, or across different work stages or swim lanes. The last piece of analytical information gathered while the team is working on their tasks is the time report, which sums up the time tracked at the active work stages. When someone moves a card to an in-progress column type, the timer starts automatically. And when they move it further back into a done or waiting column type, the timer stops. This way, the time spent actively working on tasks is tracked without any additional effort on the team's part. The results of this tracking are totaled in the time report, sortable by team members, tasks, card types, columns, swim lanes, and more. Importantly, the time report can be generated for all your project boards at once, granting you insight into the time spent on each project by specific members of the team. Furthermore, time tracking connects closely to the My Work widget, here in the right-hand side panel. My Work is a personalized list of all your assigned tasks across all the boards that you have access to. It greatly simplifies individual work management on several projects at once. You can plan your work order from here, sort the tasks, or view and edit them without having to switch boards. You may also add in those items that, while not assigned to you, are something you wish to keep an eye on. Now let's dive into the extra functionality. Besides controlling the available card colors, the card template, the shape of the board, and its background and color theme, under Settings, you can also enable any of the power-ups. These are over 30 optional features available at no extra cost. With the power-ups, you can do the following. Show a calendar widget on the board's side panel, which includes a larger, interactive calendar view of your deadlines. Display a key to the card colors in use, which will also work as a card type filter. Use interactive checklists. View and tick off to-do items without having to open tasks. Or set up checklist templates, ready-made to-do lists that can be added to tasks with one click. You might also build task dependencies to better manage complex projects involving a hierarchy of not only to-do lists, but whole tasks. Be that tasks within one or many project boards. It's also possible to visualize the age of cards on the board, so that tasks that weren't updated in a set number of days become faded in color. You can set up recurring tasks, where a given item will pop back to the board in intervals set by you, every day, week, month, year, or following a custom schedule. And it is also possible to postpone tasks until a given date. The dates when your recurring and postponed tasks are set to show up on the board will be available to see in the interactive calendar to make your planning easier. Another classic power-up is card blocking, making it possible to visually halt a task to show it's paused for some reason. Blocked cards cannot be moved to other columns with drag and drop like regular tasks. With the Card Covers add-on, you can set any graphic files attached to tasks as their covers, making for a highly visual and information-rich board view. A similar function, working on cards data rather than images, is afforded by the Task Summary power-up. It gives you control over what card fields show up on closed tasks. Thanks to that, you can keep the cards small and concise or deliver as much data onto the board view as you want. The Pinboard power-up lets you attach files, tasks, boards, or anything from the web to the board's side panel for easy access. It's ideal for your team's operating procedures or contacts sheets. Next, you can turn on the Team Activity widget to track your colleagues' work in real time. It will simply show a side panel feed of task changes made by others. Then you have the choice of what web locations and services the team can attach files from. The supported options are the web in general, so a link to anywhere online, and then the 4 popular file hosting services: Google Drive, Dropbox, Box, OneDrive. With the emoji and Giphy GIF Pickers power-ups, you can enable graphic characters and GIF support in the task comment section, making your conversations more expressive and engaging. Next, there is the Developer Tools power-up, with which you can add your own JavaScript or CSS changes to alter the board's look and operation. There are a few ready-made scripts like coloring specific column backgrounds or automated team member assignments per swim lane, but you can also add your own scripts and styles. Furthermore, there is the Auto-Assign power-up, making it so that when a user moves a task to an active work column, the card gets assigned to them and loses the assignment when moved towards a Done type column. Another 2 power-ups are the Add task box, which shows a new task name window inside each column, speeding up task creation, and the Task Navigator, a simple left-right arrow support in the open task view, letting you move between consecutive tasks faster. The Activity Notice is a handy on-screen pop-up that mentions board changes in real time, so that you don't miss a beat when you're focused on a task in front of you. Or in case you move in and out of the Kanban Tool tab all the time, you can set the notice to also take the form of a desktop notification. Next, you can enable Kanban Cast and project your board onto an Office TV screen with Chromecast support to keep everyone in the room up to date with work progress. Kanban Tool works with Zapier, a third-party integrations app, allowing you to connect your Kanban board with thousands of other services without having to do any coding of your own. Task Reminders is another great add-on, which lets you set up custom reminders for specific tasks. You decide when the reminder is sent and what form it has. Besides an email, it can also be a task moving up or down in a column, changing color, priority, or assignment. Then we have the board README function, a large notice window displaying when someone enters the board. Some use it to state the rules and policies of a project. Others treat it as a message board, where general information about the project is given. Next, the Time and Stage Power-Up, a small colorful bar inside each task that shows you the proportion of time it spent in different columns. Very useful from both information sharing and analytical points of view. A quick look on the task tells you where it required the most work, or where it had been waiting for attention the longest. The Column Highlight Power-Up is a discrete way to draw attention to specific work stages. It's especially useful on large, multi-stage boards. Coming to the end of power-ups now, we have Work Timer and the AI Assistant. The Work Timer helps to arrange your day better by planning your hours to be worked, setting up focus sessions lengths and break times. Thanks to this timer, you can achieve higher concentration while also taking care of yourself. And the AI Assistant will be able to help you in a few clever ways. It can suggest a new board's layout and card types for you. It can suggest tasks to do within a given work stage. And lastly, it can recommend checklist items inside a given task card, all based on a few words long text prompt from you. Definitely a must-try. Well, we hope now you can appreciate what we mean when we say Kanban tool boards are simple, but have a lot of hidden optional features. The last element of settings for each board is process automation. With it, you can define specific task actions to cause a given task reaction. It lets you automate task moves, update task attributes, or create custom notification emails. Process automation can take your Kanban tool workflow to the next level. Because of its capabilities, it is probably the biggest differentiator between our team and enterprise service plans, to which we'll get back in a moment. So that's what a Kanban tool project can do. Keep in mind we've been looking at a single board. You and your team can create as many boards as you need, and each can be shared with a different set of people, so that a regular user with no special access privileges will only see those few boards that others have shared with them, while a high-level admin user will see them all. Once your team is at the stage where you have tens of boards, you will be glad to know it is possible to search through all of them at once. The global search is available from any board and supports queries using the same syntax that works in a single board filter. With it, you can find items assigned to a given user across all boards, items due today inside each project, etc. Furthermore, after you have invested time and effort into meticulously customizing a given board, you will be able to reuse the configuration for other projects. That is possible thanks to the clone functionality, which creates a copy board retaining all of the original board settings. As we mentioned before, Kanban Tool for Business comes in two service plans, Enterprise and Team. The Enterprise plan delivers all of the available features, the vast majority of which were mentioned in this video. The Team plan is different from Enterprise in that it lacks 4 specific elements, namely time tracking and reporting, My Work widget, process automation, and user groups. The remaining characteristics of Enterprise and Team plans are the same. When it comes to user groups, it's a clever way to simplify board sharing and collaboration among larger teams. Instead of having to share boards with individual team members, you can share them with a group of people. For example, a department within the company, or a team designated to work on a given project. It also helps in terms of sending task comments to all members of the group, saving you time and effort. Talk of user management brings us to the topic of Kanban Tool Services licensing model, which is user volume based. You can add as many users as you need, and each month, you will be charged for the number of people on the account. The user volume can change from one month to the next, making for great flexibility and cost savings. The current Kanban tool rates are available on the kanbantool.com/pricing page. The final piece adding to Kanban Tool's flexibility and ease of use is the service's availability in any modern web browser. So your team doesn't need to install anything but simply log in their regular browser and start collaborating right away. Naturally, mobile apps for on-the-go task updates are also offered. And in case your company operates a strict no cloud hosting policy, Kanban Tool is also available as an offline software for installation on your company's own server. Kanban Tool On-Site is on offer for companies and comes in 10-user annual license packs with a non-complicated installation mode in a virtual machine. To learn more, please view this video. We hope this overview helped you to familiarize yourself with our offer. If you have any questions, please email support@kanbantool.com. We'll be happy to help. The next step in getting to know the service better is to try it out for free. To test the project boards in action, please start your free 14-day trial period on kanbantool.com.